The Werecleaner is a fun, free-to-play stealth comedy game on Steam where you play as a man named Kyle who is, you guessed it, a werewolf. Kyle works as a day janitor at an office building for a company called Howlin Hugs, living paycheck to paycheck when he learns he has to work night shifts or risk not getting that paycheck, so he does it. In this game, you'll have to clean up pre-existing messes while avoiding getting seen by your coworkers or... To 100% this game, I'll have to play all the levels perfectly and collect all 14 collectibles, so let's get started. We start off being introduced to the two main characters of this game, Kyle, our player character, and his close friend, Daryl. Daryl is a supportive friend and wishes us luck with getting our paycheck as we are struggling with our rent. After a quick and sweet conversation with Daryl, we're off to start the first level of the game where we are introduced to the basic mechanics. We get a map and we're taught how to clean the messes. Some areas are locked off currently, but they'll be unlocked later on as the first level is more so just a tutorial. I find my first collectible in the storage closet and then go on to wreak havoc and ruin this poor woman's art before actually finishing my job for the day. And that is the first shift done, and I even got a cute little sticker for not killing anyone. However, as the full moon appears, I transform into a terrifying, vicious monster. We then get an email from the CEO telling us we have to work a week's worth of unpaid overtime at night or else we don't get our paycheck. Which sounds really frickin' illegal, but we're desperate for our paycheck, so Kyle powers through despite the obvious risks at hand here. As we enter our next shift, we are more than glad currently that Daryl is kind of shit at his job and can't actually see who's entering the building, but Daryl still seems worried about us as we sound quote-unquote sick. Yeah, we're absolutely diseased with lycanthropy. Moving on. I am not personally great with stealth games. I don't like them, they make me nervous, and I suck at them. So, for this first night shift, I was very anxious, but it honestly went by with little to no problems. I cleaned the disgusting bathroom. I mean, ew, what the fuck is happening in here? Anyways, after that I found this collectible in a meeting room, and I moved on to quickly clean the last room before heading out for the night. Another level down. Unfortunately, the longer we stay at this place, the worse our situation gets as we show up for our next shift, and Daryl discloses that he found some fur and blood. How he managed that with my perfect no-kill record, I have no idea. But luckily, he's surprisingly rational and just assumes it's a wild animal that got in and asks us to keep an eye out. So we agree, and we move on to our next shift of the night in the area that was formerly locked. To start off my shift, I drown a bird, find a collectible in the CEO's office before actually going to do my job and cleaning up the leftovers of a birthday party. Someone had fun in here. After that, I find a collectible in the back office and move on to clean up these poor fish from the shattered tank. And after that, I find another collectible in the kitchen. Man, I am so good at my job. Before I sneak out of the office and head back to the elevator. Now, I can practically smell the trouble that is going to be this next shift, as Daryl tells us he has a plan to try and catch the critter that's causing problems in the office, but I ignore his rants, and I quickly go to clean up the conference room here, almost getting caught in the process. Though, my good boy status did not last for long in this shift, as it got removed when I made a bit of an oopsie, entering a meeting room to hide and not realizing there were people already inside, and well, time to clean up the evidence. After that, I moved to put water on these fires, which is probably not what I'm supposed to do for these computer systems, but it's probably fine. As you can tell by our map, however, instead of 2 messes, we now have 3 to take care of, so I quickly head on up.
Pause. Editor Toast here. I messed up when recording, and said shit for a room next level, so if the next bit of dialogue sounds choppy, my bad. Pause again. I messed up ... again, and I'm too lazy to re-record dialogue. Anything I said is for next level, so just enjoy a sped up version of this one.
The game quickly starts to take a turn, however, as Daryl looks rough when I go in for my next shift. He is slowly entering a psychosis because of what he assumes is a wild animal, and I think he's starting to get suspicious of me as well. But I don't really have time to worry about him. I have a paycheck to get, as stated. I clean up what looks like a sad attempt at a Valentine's Day and bag this woman. Pause, real quick. I forgot to mention it before, but each new level gives us a new mechanic to use against coworkers, like being able to put a bag over their head so they can't see me. I didn't know someone was in this room that I went into next, so mild casualties may have happened, but I cleaned it up quickly and moved on to the next mess where... Oh my god. Grandma, the fuck are you getting up to in here? Moving back through the office to the mascot room where clearly the office rioting over this unpaid overtime has escalated once again with snakes and cult-style decapitated stuffed animal heads, but I question nothing, and I clean it up efficiently, like a good little boy. I bag my coworker once again to sneak into the CEO's office to clean, and well, he just has to make my job more stressful, don't he? Either way, I quickly finished my shift and left the office. However, for the final level of the game, we get a special cutscene as Daryl finally learns the truth, and he's not happy about it, understandably so. And here's where Kyle develops a plan to fake his death, and so we enter our hardest shift yet. Daryl proceeds to tell us how he invented a werewolf tracker before proceeding to yell at us about how we were putting everyone's lives in danger, but more importantly, that we lied to him. Nothing we say calms him down, so our shift suddenly becomes more risky as Daryl follows in our exact footsteps. Now, this level was actually really tricky. It took me 4 attempts to finally figure out a solid, consistent pattern to follow before finishing the messes. With a quick pit stop to Daryl's office to get that delicious collectible I saw during the first level, I make my way up to the mascot room per the game's request, which sparks this cutscene that I think I'll just let you all watch. And there's that, the full game complete. But we're not done here yet, that was only my first playthrough. After watching the credits, I quickly go to see all the collectibles, each having their own little story, but I'm missing 2 still, so we'll worry about their stories later as I'm on to achievements now. One achievement involved blatantly ignoring Daryl and skipping, and after what just happened, I did so with ease. There's also an achievement for getting 5 gold stars on every level, which means I had to speedrun every level without killing a single coworker. Level 1 was of course easy, I breezed right through it, and I also had to use level 1 for another achievement for running out of time, so I simply stood around for 6 minutes. On the plus side, your best ranking sticks no matter what happens after, which is just very pleasing to look at after a failure. Going back to level 2, I found this collectible on a toilet. I also knocked out the achievement for killing a coworker who witnessed a dead body of mine, as well as making a coworker see a dead body of mine on level 2. Now this one took a while, but using level 3 for the cubicle area, I had to bag 5 coworkers at the exact same time. Once that was completed, I decided to go for the achievement of killing 5 coworkers on a floor at once. I then got the achievements for making a coworker pick up a trash ball, as well as one for stealing said trash ball back before the coworker could pick it up. Now, I played back a couple of the levels to get the no-kill sticker on every one before I focused on the speedrunning. However, for level 5, I also had to play the Pac-Man arcade machine and eat all the little balls associated with it, where I ended up killing basically everyone in the area in the process. But I mean, hey, the last collectible is in here. After I finished the Pac-Man game, I had to go into level 6 for the achievement of killing every coworker there, which was 30 people. After that, I quickly attempted the speedrun for level 5, which was not as easy as I wish it sounded, but 2 of the cleaning areas were very prone to surprise coworker visits, and as I stated, I'm not good with stealth games. But luckily, attempt 4 to 5 was the one where I entered a flow state and flew through it. Not good enough for a speedrun, but at least I got the no kills sticker. And finally, I had to no kills level 6, which is really ironic given what I just did. However, it was honestly really hard. After 5 to 7 attempts, I ended up rage quitting for the night. When I came back to the game later, I admired my collectibles before jumping right into it, and after 7 more attempts, I finally completed it with no kills. Almost the best time too, but I'm leaving that level alone for a bit to speedrun level 2 first. For level 2, I cleaned the bathroom and then the art room, and I was able to get those 5 stars with ease. For level 3, I cleaned the party room, then the tank, and beat it under the same time frame. Level 4 took 2 attempts, but I got it done doing the fire first, then the mascot room, and finally the conference room. Level 5, I accidentally tested if kills count towards my end score, and I'm assuming they do because they take extra time, so I tried again and again and again, and after 15 attempts, I finally got it. Doing the pantry, back storage, and the snake room, I was finally able to get it done. Now, this was not making me feel good about level 6 or even level 7, but surprisingly enough, I got level 6 done on my first attempt, doing the cult room first, then the mascot room, and then the CEO's office, and finally the Valentine's mess, barely making the cut. So finally, it was time for level 7, which I was very nervous for, and I had a right to be. I almost got it on my first attempt, but I goofed and went to the elevator on instinct instead of the mascot room, and I knew my time was likely off, so I had to restart. On attempt 4, I finally got all 5 stars, which meant there was only one achievement I was missing, which was to make the same coworker pick up 4 trash balls in one level. Now, I'll be honest with you guys here, with how I recorded my gameplay and with how long ago this was, it didn't show my achievements in the recording footage while I was getting them, so I'm kind of guessing what I got and when. I even forgot to mention the wet dream achievement for spraying the CEO with water, but it doesn't matter now as I officially have all the achievements and collectibles for the Werecleaner. Just look at those beauties. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because honestly, I had a lot of fun playing the game and making the video. I hope to do more videos like this in the future too. This game is cute and fun, and honestly, it is something I would play again. The art style is adorable, and the plot is pretty solid. Again, this game and its soundtrack are free to download on Steam, so nothing is stopping you guys from going to check it out. And a special thanks to Howlin Hugs as the developer and USC Games as the publisher. USC has a lot of other free-to-play or otherwise cheap games that I'll definitely be looking into, for I am a broke gamer bitch who needs video ideas. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys will stick around for more, well, videos. If you guys have any game suggestions that you want to see me 100%, leave them in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.